Hi Satnam, it's me Shakti Sundari, back with you today for the next reading from the Radiance Sutras. Is that true? No, that's not true. I was just going to say I'm super excited, and actually I am excited. I'm also a little bit nervous. I'm going to be interviewing the amazing meditation teacher, spiritual teacher, guide to awakening, and the divine goddess Sally Kempton later today. And so I've been preparing for that. She is the one whose workshop I attended really recently on the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, which is the basis for the Radiance Sutras. So I'm going to be meeting with someone who's dedicated their life to living and embodying these practices. So I'm excited and a bit nervous as well. And also just kind of feeling busyness around me. It's been a very busy time, so a little bit of stress in my body mind as a result of that, and also just aware of the shift in the seasons. It really is becoming quite cool and autumnal here, and I'm missing the sunshine. So today we are on Yukti verse 106, which is another very general meditation practice. Very general, but pertaining to the mind and our mental attention. So, Yukti verse 106 from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Yatra yatra mano yati tat tat tena eva tat kashanam. Pari tyaja anavastitya nistaranga tata bhavet. Satnam Imran. I'll read that again. Yatra yatra mano yati tat tat tena eva tat kshanam. Pari tyaja anavastitya nistaranga tata bhavet. And here's the translation. This makes meditation seem the simplest thing in the world, you know. So often people think of meditation as being complex and difficult, but listen to this. Set your mind free to wander anywhere it wants. Think any thought, ride any wave, surge in any direction. The instant a thought springs up, abandon it and move on. Don't let the mind rest anywhere. In this way, gain entry to the bliss of the silent depths beneath the surf. So, I love this because so often I was actually thinking about this morning as I was writing out some of my questions for Sally Kempton. When we think of meditation, I know this is what I've met in speaking about it with other people and sometimes with myself. There's this notion perhaps that it's difficult or hard, that one must sit still, that one must concentrate, that one must focus the mind. And then, of course, the natural inclination of the mind is to want to wander and to think about 1,001 things. And as soon as we say focus to the mind brings all these thoughts in. And so I think often there can be a sense that meditation is difficult, or I can't do it, or how do I stop my mind wandering, right? And here we're invited to set your mind free to wander anywhere it wants. Liberation, no need to restrain, constrain, repress, draw in, rein in, just allowing the mind to do what it does, to wander freely anywhere. Think any thought, think about anything. Ride any wave, wherever those thoughts take you, high or low, big or small, crazy, wild, soft, gentle, riding any wave of thoughts. So whatever is arising, surge in any direction. So that's the first part of this, which is just to allow the mind free rein and to go with it rather than to resist it or control it or tell it it's wrong or try and make it do something else. And then the second part. The instant a thought springs up, abandon it and move on. Don't let the mind rest anywhere. So the first part is allow any surge of thoughts, the mind. But then the next part is the instant a thought springs up, abandon it and move on. Don't let the mind rest anywhere. That already makes me feel pretty exhausted, actually. This isn't a meditation of, almost all of these practices in some way I've practiced or I'm familiar with. This one isn't something I've actually done consciously myself as a practice. The instant a thought springs up, abandon it and move on. Don't let the mind rest anywhere. So I can imagine, thought, surge, flow, abandon it, move on, abandon it, move on. You see how that evokes the nature of the ocean. Flowing, crashing, waves. And in this way, it's of allowing the mind free rein, abandoning thoughts and moving on to the next one instantaneously. In this way, gain entry to the bliss of the silent depths beneath the surf. So at some point we become aware that the surf is just what's going on at the surface level of the mind, all this crazy busyness and this thinking, imagining, projecting forward, projecting back. And then at some point, if we just allow and abandon, in the process of that, we discover the silence underneath that. And I can see how just consciously applying ourselves to this practice, we would pretty quickly drop down into that still and silent place underneath the busy mind, the monkey mind, which is just doing what it does. In this way, gain entry to the bliss of the silent depths beneath the surface. Beneath the surf. With that comes the image of the very, very, very deep, dark ocean. So still, so dark, so deep beneath the surf above. And that's the depth of the consciousness and what this Yukti verse is inviting us to. That's it for today. I'll be really excited to report back to you later on today or tomorrow when I read next from my meeting with Sally. And meanwhile, have a go at this practice. Let me know how you get on with it. And join me again tomorrow for the next reading from the Radiance Sutras. Much love and Sat Nam.